Hello everyone and welcome to Devils United. This is the manager rating so far this season. Hello everyone, welcome back to Devils United. We're going to be doing the manager rating so far this season, so it's going to be quite interesting to see both mine and John's views. John, how are you?
Good evening to you, Maisy, and it's great to be back on your world-class channel again. And I'm absolutely fantastic.
I'm glad that you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to doing another show. You know I'll absolutely love doing my shows with you.
Oh, bless you.
So, before we do get on, of course, to the manager ratings, I'll go through a couple of the comments here. YTGG Fresh, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing to the channel as well. It means a lot. I Like Coffee, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're well. I Like Coffee also said Eddie Howe gets an A+++.
Yes. Amazing. What a guy. What a guy.
ITGG Fresh has said Eddie has got to be my manager of the season for what he has done at Newcastle. It's unbelievable. It's like a new squad. Yes, it has done very well. Hello there to Niall. Thank you for tuning in. And just as he said, if you're new, smash that like button and also smash the subscribe button as well. Ravi's in the chat. Hello to Ravi. Rolex Ralph. Oh. Hello there to Ole. Wreck-It Ralph. Hello to Red Devil Studio. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're well. The Mikel Arteta talk. Talking of Mikel Arteta, you will be the first manager to be rated, by the way. But hi, Josh. I hope you're well. We've got another comment here. Thank you for tuning in. Not seen you in the channel before. Roy Hudson, A-star rating. He will keep Watford up, I promise. So which one's going to go down then? Is it going to be Brentford? Is it going to be Leeds if Watford stay up? That'll be extremely interesting. Ollie here. Cheeky little intro, that mine. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the intro. Hello there to Vicky. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're well. Josh has already said his opinions here. Conte 0, Arteta 13.5, Klopp 4.5, and he's also said, "Hey John, I hope you're well there as well."
Big up to you, Josh. Hey
there to Robert. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Mikel Arteta has also got Pep for 9.7. Yeah, glad to be back. Feeling much better. So thank you very, very much there to Red Devil Studio. Mikel Arteta has said
I'm not surprised. I know someone's going to come and say, "Good evening." I've heard of that one. Good evening. The one when you like Emily comes and said that. Good evening.
Good evening. Mr. Emre.
Oh, man.
Kai, thank you for tuning in. In the mud, up Luton. And he's also said, "You better give me a good rating or I'll unsubscribe." So we'll go first with Josh's favourite manager, of course, Mikel Arteta, who is currently the Arsenal manager. At this moment in time, currently 6th in the Premier League. The Carabao Cup, he got to the semi-finals. FA Cup, got knocked out by their Nottingham Forest in the 3rd round. Laugh out loud. He's had a total so far 24 games this season, 14 wins, 3 draws, 7 losses, and he's had the most red cards this season. So what have you felt like for Arteta for you so far this season, John?
Look, he had a poor start of the season, didn't he? I know. Pardon me. It was the first three. It was the first to play Brentford. Should have won that game. Then I can understand to get a bit off Chelsea and Man City, but he's got youth. He's believing his youth. He got rid of Aubameyang. He was a problem at the club, and he had to get rid of him. And then look, he's playing some cracking football, and it's a youth. What do they call it? Trust the process, or the youth project. That's what I say at a football club, youth project, because he likes to play the youth. But they're stiff in a minute, and they've got 2 games to hand over use. If you asked that 2 weeks time, I would have given it a true reading. But in a minute, I'm going to give Arteta, given what he's done, okay, they got beat the FA Cup. He's going to get marked down for that. And also, semi-finals so against Liverpool. I'm going to give Arteta, and this is going to be a shock a lot. I'm going to give him a 7 because, listen, he's done okay. He's got to get them in the Champions League, and he got a higher rating. But in a minute, I'm going to give him a 7.
I was actually going to agree with that. I was going to give Arteta a 7. The reason why I was going to give Arteta a 7 is that, yes, he is out of European football, so he has been able to use his strongest squad every single season, every single game, sorry. However, he has brought in players who not necessarily has that much of a big name at the club. No one really knew much about Tomiyasu, for instance. Odegaard, nobody seen too much of Odegaard because Real Madrid didn't really use him. Ben White, we knew of him, of course, because he went to the Euros for England. But I think in terms of his signings, they have been pretty smart. And another thing for me in terms of Arteta is that you can actually start to see a little bit of a structure there in that Arsenal squad. It is quite a young squad, but that squad for me is going to get there better in the future. So I do think in the long run, this squad is going to just get improve with the amount of game time he's going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, he's getting it together, right? And he's got those players that he believes he's going to trust. It's all about trusting the players, trusting the process. And it's going to get, their team's going to get better. My only concern about Arsenal, how long can they hold on to Edison Rowe and Bukayo Saka? How long can hang on to those 2 key players? And if they get Champions League this season, they may stay. The problem is, if they don't get Champions League this season, then in my opinion, I think they could be on their way. One of them's going to be on their way because they want to be Champions League football and they're good enough to play in that competition. So, in my opinion, they've got to get Champions League this season. And Lokonga in midfield is going to come good. It'll come great in time. Ben White, listen, I'm not sure about him. I'm not going to lie, but he's doing okay. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's doing okay. And for me, Aaron Ramsdale is the player of the season by a mile because without him this season, and it could also not be in the position I'm in now. So he's quite lucky. Arteta has been very lucky at the moment. Things are going this way. And if they don't get Champions League this season, then I think they'll give him another season to get it right. But apparently he's going to get a new 3-year deal worth $8.5 million a season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does get into Champions League football. For me, though, I think he'll just miss out, and I think he'll get into Europa League football for me. Just simply with what's going on at Man United at the moment, we actually only had 1 loss under Ralph Ragnet, but of course we will go into Ralph a bit more detail a bit later on. West Ham are doing good too. Wolves are doing great, so I just feel like he is going to miss out just by a little bit, and he will get into Europa League football. And I think with how he's improved so far this season, knowing that he has actually improved the squad, I do believe that Europa League football will be the right time for this Arsenal squad.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, in my opinion, if I'm honest with you, I don't think they're ready for Champions League just yet. I think they're a couple of players shy. They're definitely 2 strikers at the club. I mean, Lacazette, don't get us wrong. I think Lacazette's a damn good player. I really do. He works hard for the team. I have him in Newcastle all day long, but he's a leader of that team. But Eddie Nketiah or Eketana ain't the answer. Definitely not the answer for me. Sorry, Josh, if you listen to the chat, but he's not the answer for me. The midfield could Partey. I want to say the best of Thomas Partey. next season. I want to see what he's all about. He is a damn good midfielder. I want to see what it's all about. Now, he's been in the Premier League for a season, maybe it's 2. He's got to sort things out now. He is going to be absolutely dynamic. Defending, Gabriel, I'm a Gabriel fan. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He's put it together. Kieran Tierney gets too many injuries for me. Tommy Yasu or Tommy Cafu will be fantastic. He's going to come great. I really do. And that Arsenal team, I think they'll be fine as long as they hang on to Rowe and Saka. Hang on to those 2 players, use them right. Then next season, they could get in the top 4, but they must start well.
Mm-hmm. Let's go through a couple of the comments, see what people are saying as well. Ravi has a question. Does Ten Hag or Poch improve this current manager? I don't think, for me, Ralph has particularly been a bad manager. He's just got bad players and his team is very unbalanced for me. But I think we are going to have a big rebuild when it comes to the summer. Potentially up to 9 players who we did have at the start of the season will no longer be at Manchester United. So it is, of course, going to be a big test at Manchester United. And I think, for me, Ten Hag would be that right man going forward. I know there's been also possibilities of Ancelotti coming in as an interim and then Enrique taking over after the World Cup. We'll just have to see. But I don't want Poch, but I will still back whatever manager we do have. Kai Tuchel also deserves a solid rating. He has had a lot of injuries to deal with. Top 3, Pep, Klopp, Tuchel. I've already answered there. The comment from Ravi. Hello there to Andrew. I hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. Ravi said, Maisy hair longer than Rapunzel. Yeah, it is getting long. Hello there to Mr. Silver Fox. I hope you're well. Ravi said it's 1-0 to Liverpool. Yep, against Norwich. Hello there to Adam. Thank you for tuning in. Mikel Arteta has said Maisy is better than Chelsea. And he has said him over all other Premier League managers.
Yay! Oh,
man. For the manager?
I think your microwave is a bit fuzzy, Macy. Your headphones is fuzzy, a bit crackly.
Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, great.
But I'll let you know if it's wrong.
Thanks. Yeah, so at least no, I won't be leaving, Tom. The stream has only just started 12 minutes ago, so we still got a lot to go through. We won't be leaving. Don't worry to Tom and Adam there in the chat. So let's go with the next manager. Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard. We said that we're not going to rate any of the stats managers, of course, because it's going to be an unfair rating. So we'll do it from when Steven Gerrard was appointed. So he's currently 12th in the league. He didn't have no time to do the Carabao Cup. He did join in November 21, and by that time, I believe that they were out the Carabao Cup. He did get to the 3rd round of the FA Cup, got knocked out by Manchester United. He's played 14 Premier League games. He's had 6 wins, 2 draws, 6 losses. For me, with Steven Gerrard, I feel like it was such a big test coming into the Premier League. We know that he has done it at Rangers. He's been the invincible at Rangers. He's won the league at Rangers, which is such a great achievement to have. It is always going to be that much of a difficult test to come in, especially knowing that Dean Smith was so rated. He was backed by the board, which is that you do like to see there. And I think some of them wins, it was well deserved, but some of them losses shouldn't have lost, such as the Watford game. There has been them poor spells there of Aston Villa. But considering what Aston Villa is at the moment, we always know that they're always going to be a mid-table team, which they are at the moment. So he is, I'd say, expectations right now. This is just going to build Premier League experience, Premier League knowledge as a manager for if he does decide I want to be a Liverpool manager in the next couple of years to come. But for me, I think I am going to rate Steven Gerrard a 6 just because of what he's done so far. But what are you going to rate Steven Gerrard for you, John?
I'm going to give him a 6 as well. I mean, he's come in and he's sure the defence, he's sure the team, try to be solid. Excuse me. He's got some good results along the way. especially you lot as well, come back from 2-0 down. He's made some good signings. Coutinho has been absolutely outstanding for them. I can't lie. And he comes in and he bought Lucas Digne as well, left back. He saw some big wins as well. Everton away. Man United got a draw out of that game. And listen, he's going to get better. He's going to come better. And let's be real, I think he's going to be a fantastic manager in the summer. And he's going to buy some important players for us. So far, what I've seen of him, they played some good stuff. When they played against us, I thought they were very poor. They got a big win on Saturday at Brighton. And I think Steven Gerrard and Villa would be finishing mid-table solid.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. Is the mic better now?
It's still a bit kind of echoey there. Hissy.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Is this better?
Is this? I don't know what it is. That's fine. That'll be fine.
Yeah. Hi there to Brad. Thank you for tuning in as well. I hope the mic does improve. I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but I've done what I can to try and get it resolved.
No, that's fine.
Listen, it can be a little bit better throughout, depending. But for me, I just feel like Steven Gerrard, he has done a good job so far, and Dean Smith is always going to be a hard manager to replace. So I think so far he's been backed by the board, and if he gets backed in the summer, I think he is only going to improve. I don't think the squad for me is European standards, but it is definitely mid-table standards for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think the squad is ready yet for European football. If they can get Coutinho on a permanent deal, that could help an awful lot because he can make things happen in the midfield in a 4-3-3. Ollie Watkins, I rate this guy high. I do love Ollie Watkins, by the way. He is absolutely decent. I think he's got to start games, and I can't lie. And Leon Bailey, he's too injury prone. They paid a lot of money for this guy. On his day, when he's fit, I think he'd be absolutely fantastic. And they definitely need another centre back because I'm not sure I can trust Tyrone Mings. I'm not sure I can trust him. That is the thing. They must keep Matty Cash. Left back, we'd love to get Target. Definitely love to get Target on a permanent deal. And the midfield, I like that Ramsey as well. He is going to be fantastic. He's going to be world class in the years to come. And he's only a young lad, and it's just going to get better. But they got some fantastic young players at the Villa, and Steve G is just that man to make things happen. He wants to improve that team. He wants to get them to Europe, and the rest will come history if Steve G gets that chance.
Definitely, 100%. Tony the Reddy's in the chat. Howe is manager of the month. The dream team of Maisy and John is back. You love to see it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
Love it. Doing great. Just listening while working out. I hope your working out is great so far. And Tony has said Graham Potter deserves a shout out. I'm a big fan. Ooh, Graham Potter has done good. Red Devil Studio, best manager this season is probably Klopp, followed by the Wolves coach. And Chris is in the chat. Hi to Chris. Thank you for tuning in. Better have Rodgers near the top or else.
Hey!
So
wow.
We'll go on to the next manager anyway. This one's going to be an interesting rating, which is, of course, Brentford, Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank, Brentford currently 15th in the league. Carabao Cup got knocked out the quarterfinals. FA Cup got knocked out the fourth round. They've played 27 Premier League games. They've had 6 wins, 6 draws, 15 losses. What have you thought of Thomas Frank so far this season?
Excuse me. Thomas Frank's been a breath of fresh air. I mean, he's come in, right? Got a fantastic win against Arsenal, first game of the season, and they have beaten some very good teams. West Ham United away, and they drew Liverpool, I think, at home, and he beat them 3-1 as well. But listen, and started well, and it's just fallen apart. 9 defeats in 10 or something like that, and they're in big trouble now. I mean, he's got to sort that team out very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to go relegated. Christian Eriksen could be the man to save the bacon, right? We dominated that game against Brentford on Saturday. We really did. And Brentford were poor. I mean, going down to 10 men haven't helped. Excuse me. But one thing I will say, Brentford are fighting at the bitter end, and they are playing some good stuff, but I do feel for them now. And Thomas Frank, I feel for them right now because he's got to pick those players up very, very quick, real quick, and change it up a little bit. If they change it up, I think they'll be fine. Ivan Toney, I mean, his course is dried up. Christian Eriksen could be the difference of keeping Brentford up and getting relegated. So it's going to be tough on Brentford. But in my opinion, it's going to be so difficult for them this season. I really do.
What are you going to rate him?
Thomas Frank, for me, he's doing his best. I've got to give him a 6 because of those games he's won this season. And he's lucky to be getting a 6, by the way, with all those defeats. So I'm going to give him a 6 for now.
I was actually going to be quite harsh.
Oh.
Because I'm a bitter United fan after what he said about Jaden Sancho. I'm not going to be bitter in that respect. But I just feel like, yes, he had such a great start. I understand he's had injuries there. Of David Raya, the first choice goalkeeper. Tony's been injured. He's had injuries in the midfield. But when you have a squad, you need to make sure that you have got that right back up there. And I just feel like he hasn't got that right back up. And it just feels like at the start of the season, he done brilliant. Got that win against Arsenal. He won against Wolves as well. That's where most of his wins have actually came from the first half of the season. And it just felt like he has gone into such a downward spiral for me. And I can only rate him a 3 because I just feel like he has been pretty... The losses he's had, he shouldn't have lost. Burnley 3-0. That was unbelievable. Norwich, he lost against Norwich, and that was when, of course, Daniel Farke got sacked. And lost against Wolves this season, lost against Manchester United. He's lost against Manchester City. He's lost against a fair few teams, and it just feels like he's not changing his strategy. Because as a manager, if you're a good manager, you need to change your strategy, and he's not changing his strategy. He is still going on, continuing out how he is.
Yeah, I can understand what you're trying to say, and that's fair points. But, I think I'll get him, like I said, borderline 6, because, like I said, he's been some good teams. Yes, he could have changed things up, which he did on Saturday. He played a 4-3-3 against us. I thought that's the first time he's changed the tactics there, but it was still too good trying to match us up and try to play our game, which didn't happen because Newcastle's far too good for them. Let's be honest about it. But Thomas Frank, I mean, like I said, it could be lower than 6 if they get relegated, but I can understand your point. I can understand what you're trying to say, but I could drop it down to a 5 if I wanted to, but now I said a 6.
You can always change it if you want to change it, though.
I'll tell you what, I'll drop down to a 5 then.
Couple of the comments here. Vicky said, definitely think Steven Gerrard will be good things in the Premier League, which I completely agree with 100%. I Like Coffee says, Steve Bruce gets a -20 out of 10 from me. And Andrew said, that's harsh, Coffee. I give him a -17.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Steve Bruce it has indeed the bore effect.
He is, isn't he? I tell you what, he is done. He is finished. He's finished, man. But, I mean, for me, I would have just given him a 0 anyway. I would just give him a -50. But for me, it would have been a 0. But we'll come to it.
I have a good question here. Who's the next manager to get sacked? I think he thinks Rodgers. And I probably agree with that. I think Rodgers is on very, very thin ice at the moment. What do you think, John?
I'm going to give him my ratings on London a bit. But he's definitely on thin ice. I mean, that game against Leeds is going to be so crucial. Absolutely huge on Saturday. And I tell you what, he's got to get wins now. I don't think Leicester get relegated, by the way. I don't think they will. But winning the FA Cup last season must have saved his skin. Because had he not won that,
and they won the Community Shield as well at the start of the season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And if you're not won that as well, he would have been gone. But he's very lucky at the minute. But I think he's got another season to get things right. But I will not be surprised if he gets the boot. Because there are some external managers certainly as well, but we definitely come to him later on.
Hello to Rich. Thank you for tuning in.
Big up, Richard.
And hello there to Nippon. Thank you as well for tuning in. So let's go on to the next manager. Tony the Reds, as a big admirer of this manager, which has come to light today. Before we do that, Robert has said Chelsea is now winning 2-3, which is quite unbelievable to see. I was hoping Luton will do great, but I think Mikel Arteta has jinxed it.
He did. And Lukaku's on the score sheet, by the way.
Wow, it says a lot. But
it does.
Yes. Brighton manager now, Graham Potter. Currently 10th in the league. Carabao Cup got into the round of 16. FA Cup got knocked out the 4th round. He's played 26 Premier League games, 7 wins, 12 draws, losses. He scored 25 goals this season, conceded 30. So, it's clearly shown that maybe his defensive record isn't as good as people think it is, conceding 30. So he's conceded more than he scored. We always know, though, that Brighton isn't a team that do score a lot of goals. They do need a goal scorer. But I think Graham Potter has truly improved Brighton a lot for me, to the point that they are a mid-table team. Because before Graham Potter, there was fighting relegation, there was in Championship, League One. There was quite bad in terms of the club in itself. I know they had loads of different things what was going on, but Graham Potter has truly changed things around. I think his philosophy sounds brilliant. Is brilliant at the club. So for me, I would give Graham Potter a 6. What would you rate Graham Potter, John?
I'll give him a 6 as well. I mean, yes, they've drawn too many games. They're not being the same like it has been last season. Not only that, they ceded 30 goals. It's just well documented. Losing Dan Burn to us hasn't helped them at all whatsoever. And I think he's noticed that as well. What Brighton need, they need a centre forward that can score goals. Danny Welbeck does his best, but they need someone who's going to come in and be a 15 to 20 goal scorer a season. I tell you what, though, Brighton could do with Mitrovic in that. They could well do with him, because they need someone who's going to bang the goals in. If Brighton can get a goal scorer, then I think Brighton could be in the top 7, top 8 if they can get a goal scorer. The problem is they had all that time to get a goal scorer. That's the thing. And if you look back at the defence hasn't been great. They lost on Saturday 2-0. Then I think they got beat the other time as well. And Lamptey's going to be fantastic. Lamptey will not be there in the summer. No way. And also that Bissouma, I think this is the guy I love, but he's gone off the boil at this moment in time. Giving a ball away, doesn't look interested, and he's got the court case coming up soon. I could be wrong on that, so he's probably worried about that. But his form has not been great of late, and if you can get it back to how he was, he'd be absolutely fine. But Graham Potter is such a talented young manager. People say he's the best young manager in the country. I'll give that to Eddie Howe all day long. But listen, I think he's destined for bigger, better things, Graham. And he needs to get a top quality striker, Brighton to be fine. They should have gone for Tammy Abraham. Just pay the 35 million, get Tammy Abraham in, and I would have saw the difference. But I think Brighton will be safe this season. I think they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think they've been brilliant for me, Brighton. And
they have.
They've had some unlucky losses as well, haven't they, this season too? So I think overall he's been absolutely brilliant, Graham Potter, and the way he's transformed the team now, I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all it is, right? I mean, Brighton's got a great young team. Their training facility is fantastic. They've got good young players coming through. I think that Solly March is such an underrated player. A lot of people haven't been talking about him, by the way. I can't lie. I think he's going to be decent as well if he carries on the way he's playing. Abdul Lallana has some experience. I think it'd be okay. I mean, he said that create a spark Brighton needed. We got to play them on Saturday as well. And like I said, Lamptey, decent, absolutely fantastic player. Good advocate with this guy. Lewis Dunk can actually defend properly. Adam Webster, apparently he's injured. He won't be playing. And I like this McAllister, the Argentinian lad. He's going to be fantastic. He's going to be absolutely a baller, him, in the years to come. And he hasn't been there long, but his English is fantastic.
Yes, definitely, 100%. I'm hoping my mic is a lot better because I know Ravi is saying that my sound has been bad. So I'm hoping that it does improve because I have tried a lot of different things to improve it, unfortunately.
That sounds much better.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. So are you ready to go on to the next manager? Burnley. Burnley now, Sean Daish. So with Sean Daish, he's currently 18th in the league. He got to the round of 16 in the Carabao Cup. Got knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup. So far has played 24 Premier League games, 3 wins, 12 draws, 9 losses, and he's had numerous postponed games, but he has actually got one of the highest draw rate in the bottom half of the table. So what have you felt about Sean Dyche this season for your rating?
Do you know what it is? Sean Dyche being Sean Dyche. He's done a fantastic job with Burnley Football Club. He really, really has. He's been there for 9 seasons, right? And he always finds a way of keeping this football club up every single season, yeah? He's bought Weghorst as well. A lot of people don't rate him. Billy don't rate him, but I rate him. He's a damn good player. And selling Chris Wood and getting in Weghorst and made 30 million quid, absolutely fantastic. And Max Cornet is a fantastic player, him, by the way. And he's going to cause problems, havoc as well. He's quick, he's got skills, scores. And that's such a good defence as well, even though you can see the 2 against Leicester. They're a hard-working team. I wouldn't say they're an exciting team to watch, I can't lie, but listen, they work for one another. And you lads got found out as well. And if I was going to give him back to Sean, I'm going to give him a 7. Yes, I know that he has been winning games, but of late, he's been playing well, making them tough to beat. I'll have to give Sean a 7.
Mm-hmm. For me, I'm going to give him a 5. The reason why I'm going to give him a 5, I think he's been good, and I know he has had missing players. Of course, Chris Wood has gone to Newcastle, which is going to be hard to replace. But the new striker they've got is absolutely brilliant. He's done better than what people were expecting to do. And the postponed games are going to be extremely hard for him, but he has managed to get a couple of wins there, such as Spurs. You wouldn't have thought he's picking up draws at teams like Manchester United at Turf Moor. We always know playing at Turf Moor is always extremely hard to play against, especially at that stadium. It's just a horrible stadium to play at, but I think he has definitely tried his best, and it's been working for him because he was at the bottom of the table at one point, and people thought, right, this is Burnley's chance now to get relegated, and probably a lot of people are happy about that. But I think he has definitely improved, and them draws have helped him massively to build points up back in that table.
Yeah, and this is the thing, you got to get as much points as possible. I mean, I look at that fixtures Burnley's got, and they're real tough. They really are tough at this moment in time. I think they've got to go to Spurs, second to last game of the season. I think they've got to play Man City at home, and that's not going to be easy. I think they've got to play them next. I could be wrong, but one thing I am going to say, I think if anyone can keep Burnley up, it'd be Sean Dyche. He's done it before, and he's got the defence to defend properly. I think they're going to lose Ben Mee for quite a while now because he went off injured early yesterday. That is a big miss. That's your leader, by the way. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but I think they'll find a way. Burnley will definitely 100% find a way, but not at our expense. Definitely not at our expense. But if Sean Dyche keeps them up, then that could be one of his greatest achievements in the Premier League.
Yeah, I completely agree with that 100%. Kaya said Eddie Howe gets an 8, and I like Coffee has said Eddie Howe gets Joe Linton /10 for me. I'll
come to him in a minute.
We'll go ready when Eddie Howe gets his turn, but we'll go now with Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. Currently, Chelsea are in 3rd place. They got into the Carabao Cup final. FA Cup, they're currently playing at this moment in time, so technically they're in the 5th round. And there as well, he has had 25 Premier League games, 14 wins, 8 draws, 3 losses, and currently in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Of course, he can't get through to the quarterfinals as it stands. For me, with Thomas Tuchel, a lot of people, I think, with what Chelsea has been like, was quite overestimating Chelsea in terms of that they're going to win the league when they've got the likes of Liverpool and they've still got the likes of Manchester City in that league. So I think they did raise the expectation so high, and I think because so many people had that expectation, it just seemed that it crumbled. For me, I think Thomas Tuchel is a brilliant coach. Getting him to the Carabao Cup final, great, but I do think he could have done better there in that respect. He has lost through games where he shouldn't particularly have done that. But for me, he is a good coach. I can't knock what he's done, but he was actually in first place in so many points clear, and he managed to lose that and got into third. And his last 5 games hasn't particularly been brilliant for the Chelsea managing either. So for me, at this moment in time, I'm actually going to rate Tuchel at 8 as it stands. What are you going to rate Tuchel there, John?
I'm going to go with 8 as well. I mean, yes, there's games you should have won. I can't lie. Look at they dropped 2 against Brighton at home, by the way. That was not good at all whatsoever. And there's, like I said, games you should have won. And he is a brilliant, brilliant tactician. Great coach. He really, really is. He gets the best out of the players. He plays a system, which he believes in, a 3-4-2-1. And he's still a young manager. I think he's destined for greatness. What he's done in the Champions League, he's won. He hasn't won the Premier League just yet, but I'm sure he will in time if he gets the money to spend. Excuse me. And what he's done, he brought belief back into the team, and the players are believing in him as well. But he plays great football, good attacking football. It's exciting to watch. And if, again, they've got to win most of the games now because at the minute they're in third, and I think he's going to be fantastic. You cannot sack him, by the way. You've got to keep this guy long term. He'll win the Premier League 100%, but it won't be this season, though.
Yeah, I do think, though, if, for instance, Tuchel doesn't win a trophy, if he doesn't win the Premier League next season, I think he could be potentially getting sacked. But Roman Abramovich is selling the club, so maybe, depending on who the new owners are, he might be staying a lot more long-term. We just never know, because we all know Chelsea has been more successful on long-term, short-term success rather than long-term success. But maybe this new owner, whoever that could be, could think different for Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about patience as well. I think these new people's gonna, if they do buy it, he has sold the club yet, but it could be here for another 2 years because of the how much he wants to sell the club for, a couple of billion, 2 billion quid, plus the 1 billion in debt as well. Who's going to pay that sort of money? Number one. Number two, right? It could take time. But I'm sure that whoever comes in, they want to buy the club. Chelsea are a sellable club, right? They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. I'm surely it will not take long to get that club sold. It just all depends on the debt as well. And the good thing about Roman, if he gets the money, then all the money will go towards Ukraine, which I think is a fantastic gesture.
It is definitely a fantastic gesture there from Roman Abramovich, 100%. So, yeah, we're both going with an 8 for Roman Abramovich. Mikel Arteta is happy because Arsenal women has won 4-0, and Everton also won against Aston Villa 1-0. The scores for is still remaining the same for the FA Cup. Chelsea is currently winning. Del Boy, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're well. You missed our nice talk about Mikel Arteta, though. He came first. But we'll go with your club legend, Del Boy. We'll go now with Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira. Patrick Vieira, currently 11th in the league. He got knocked out the second round of the Carabao Cup, which was against Watford. He got knocked out of the 5th round of the FA Cup. Is he still in? Oh, he actually got further now, hasn't he? Because he won the FA. He got through to the FA Cup last night, didn't he? So he's a bit further ahead now than that. So he's in the quarters, I believe. He's had 27 Premier League games, 6 wins, 12 draws, 9 losses. He has scored 37 goals and conceded 38, so both quite even at the moment. What have you thought about Patrick Vieira for you, John? What are you going to rate him?
I'm going to give Vieira a 7, and I'll tell you for why. Because what he's done, he's come in, he's changed the culture of the club, right? He's changed it from Hodgson's football, which is not exciting to watch, but does get a result into more attacking football in the 4-3-3, right? And he got on Conor Gallagher as well. It's turned him to a quality player, scores, and make things happen. Yeah. And Wilfred Zaha has come back to his best. But what he needs to do, he needs to work on the defence. They are conceding a lot of goals, by the way. Scoring goals is not a bother, but he's conceding them is going to be a problem. And if he's going to be a future Arsenal manager, he needs to fix up that defence. As simple as that. But he will be a future Arsenal manager, and they came calling for him. I can see that one coming anytime soon. And I think they're just a joy to watch as well. And they do break very, very quickly. Olise from Reading, absolutely fantastic. He's going to be brilliant. Easy needs to come back in soon after a long-term injury. And look, they got a solid back four. Well, not solid because it's very goals, but I think Palace is doing well under Vieira. And he has spent a lot of money to make that team happen. And not may continue, but please, Patrick, fix the defence.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, with Patrick Vieira, a lot of people underestimated him in the respect that people thought he was going to be the first manager to get sacked. And having that philosophy at the club for so long, Roy Hodgson, boring football, to Patrick Vieira, interesting football, he's changed it from quite a defensive style of play to quite an attacking kind of play, which was, of course, quite a big risk for this Crystal Palace team. But he's managed to do it. As you've touched on, he is helping the youth such as Conor Gallagher. I believe he probably does want him there a little bit longer as a long-term solution. But I like Patrick Vieira. I think he's done a brilliant job. And for me, I'm going to rate him a 6. I think he has brought this Crystal Palace team into a mid-table team right now. There has been some games where he can do better, but he has done games there which has been outstanding. And just as you touched on with the Brentford, that they don't lose fight, I don't feel like this Crystal Palace team loses fight either. We've seen that West Ham game in particular, there was 3 goals down at half time, and it was 3 goals down, then they managed to score 2 the second half, and that for me shows dedication.
Absolutely. It's all about fighting back. If they just said 3-0 down, then they come back and, just out there and show it for the fans. Play for the fans, play for the badge. And they did exactly that. And they nearly pulled it off, though, by the way. But one thing I will say, I think he's been, Vieira's done a good job, by the way. And they got players there that can score goals. But, again, they need to defend. And let's hope next season, Vieira change the defence, make it a bit solid.
Yes, definitely 100%. So Vicky here has gone for 6.7 for Patrick Vieira. He has made an impact. Del Boyer said, I'd say give him time. He will have their defence sorted. Yeah, I completely agree. Del Boyer has also said, John, I'm hearing Mike Ashley is interested in buying Chelsea.
He hasn't got 2 billion though. That's the thing. He's got personal wealth of about 4 billion, if that. He ain't gonna buy Chelsea. How weird, man! But could you imagine if he did buy Chelsea? I tell you what, I'll be sorry for the fans, And then that'd be good. That'd be good because that means we're the richest club in the world, right? Then we could go finish above Chelsea in the future. Yes. Make it happen.
I like coffee. Eddie Howe chant to tune of Bellicio. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Bellicio.
Let's go now with the next manager, Frank Lampard, for Everton. Currently at 17th place. He, of course, isn't in the Carabao Cup. He wasn't there long enough. FA Cup, he has got Boreham Wood. I'm not too sure if they played yet, but they're currently in 5th round.
Playing tomorrow.
playing tomorrow, so that will be decided if they will go further. He's played 4 Premier League games so far, 1 win, 0 draws, 3 losses. He obviously joined this month. For me, I'm going to have to give Frank Lampard a 3 as well, just because I have looked at who we actually should have won against, and to be honest, we do look at and think, right, Manchester City, fair enough, that is going to be a much difficult test. But then you've got teams there, like, I don't obviously want to sound disrespectful, but you've got, of course, we played Newcastle and things like that. You should be at least aiming for a draw, but he didn't aim for a draw. The only win he did have was actually against Leeds United, that 3-0 win. And apart from that, he hasn't really stood out for me. Yes, it will need time, but at the moment, I can't rate him high for what he's done. But what do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been on long. I've got to give him the 3 as well. I mean, like I said, 1 win, 3 defeats is not good at the moment in time. They're banging in trouble, Everton. They really are in big trouble at the moment. I mean, he's not been in a relegation dogfight, Frank. And in my opinion, I think he may just get away with it. I think he may just do it because these players need to step up now. I mean, the goal against Man City was poor, absolutely poor. And they should have had a penalty, by the way. And that handball, it definitely hit Rodgers' hand, and it should have been a penalty. But they were gutless to give towards to Everton. But when you're at the bottom of the table, or fighting relegation, and it goes against you, that's exactly what happened. Frank comes in. He needs his own players, by the way. We've got Dele Alli and Donny van de Beek. They haven't exactly put up trees at the moment, haven't they? We'll be linked to those two in January. We must have dodged a bullet. Let's be real. But with Everton, my concern with Everton's their defence. Their defence is not good enough. I mean, Michael Keane's not good enough. Holgate's not good enough. Yeah, losing Lucas Dean, right? Have they replaced him? They placed that. They did that.
The kid from Rangers.
Nathan Robertson, a right back, and they got that guy from Dino Kiev as well, which I got no idea. I never watched him play. But I mean, the midfield. I mean, Andres Gomez will come good. I can tell you that for now. But at the end of the day, they need to fix up very, very quick, real quick, because I tell you now, they got some tough games coming up. They got to play Liverpool soon as well. Good luck. We got to play Everton. I think it's not this Thursday coming, but the Thursday after. I think it's 2 weeks on Thursday. I'll be doing a watch along for that game. That'll be fantastic. That'll be a lit, that game. But it's going to be tough for Everton. I really do. They're down there for a reason. They haven't been winning games enough. And that's what happens. So if they get relegated, I think that's the first time they've been relegated outside the top 5 in their history, I think. I could be wrong.
Yes, they've never been relegated from top flight football. So history could potentially happen this season. We just never know because they actually are scraping past relegation as it stands. But I just feel like Vicky has mentioned here in the chat that she feels like Frank has been rushed into the job. And yes, he did manage Derby and, of course, he managed Chelsea. I did always say he needs to aim for a team better than Derby, but not as good as Chelsea. And we always thought Everton was the right appointment. But I just feel like at this point, with this Everton squad, who can really fix Everton?
Frank wasn't the man.
Yeah, if we didn't get him, who could really fix him? Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, he'll not go back to Everton. He's been there before, and the fans absolutely hated him. Absolutely hated him. And this is the thing here. I mean, all these managers, they should never appoint Rafa Benitez. As much as I love him, they should never appoint him in the first place. And this wouldn't happen. And if they do get relegated, they're going to put the thing on him. Because he comes in there, and he's never their choice. Never, never, never. And it's proved a point. And that's why they're down there, Everton. I think this blame's got to be down on Rafa. And also, I blame the board as well for getting in the first place, yeah? And Moshiri is the majority shareholder. He's done, 500 million since he's been there. And now to show for it, yeah? The recruitment side of it is very, very poor. Let's be real. Brands has left them a couple months ago, right? And the club's in a mess. It's absolutely in a mess. Do you know what I mean? You do 500 million, right, over 4 or 5 years, then I'm sorry, and you're down there fighting relegation. Can you imagine Everton got relegated? They got a new stadium on the way, right, near the docks. And you're talking about what? Close to 150 million for that new stadium or something like that. I could be wrong, but wow. They need to stay in this league.
And
yeah.
I just feel like with Frank Lampard, it was just... I think he could be suited for this Everton job, but I do agree with Vicky's comment. Maybe he was rushed in, and perhaps maybe they should have looked at him at the start of the season, or even potentially start next season.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he should have been there. He should have stayed. He should have stayed. Waited a bit until the summertime, and he would have gone in fresh. He would have been fine, and now he went in there. Didn't realise how big a job it's going to be. And like Tony B is saying, or Tony the Red, he's saying that Lampard looks stressed. Mm-hmm. And he likes the guy. I'd like him as well. But I think Lampard is happy there. I think he'll get it right at Goodison Park. But he's your guy now. You just got to back him. You got to back him out of the way. If he keeps you up, then who knows? Give him the money, back him, and to ensure this never happens again. Never, ever happens again for Everton, because this has been coming. This has been real coming. And Everton might say that they'd come last game of the season. Brentford's got to play Leeds at Brentford and Community Stadium. And if Everton are doing that game, either Brentford or Leeds could get relegated, or could even be Burnley.
It could be. We just never know, do we, to be honest? But I do feel sorry for Frank Lampard, honestly. He has gone into that job what is pretty much impossible right now for him. And this is, for me, probably the worst Everton team I have seen in my lifetime.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be tough for them. I really do. But they need to be winning games very quickly. And as things stand, I'm quite worried about Everton. I've got Everton fans, followers on their Twitter accounts as well, and they're just so concerned what's going on at our football club. I think it's down to recruitment to me.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and the board not caring at all.
No, true.
No. Hello there to Kasim from QNTV. Thank you for tuning in. Just as he said, smash that like button. DCL to Everton to Newcastle in the summer could be a potential option, but would you take him, John?
Adam, if I'm honest with you, I would, and I'll tell you for why. Because he's injury prone, and yeah, it's gonna come good, but I just don't think he's injury prone first. And if they get relegated, they want something like 75 million quid for him. Ian Wolf, 75 million quid. I'm sorry, I'll just go. Who'd you go for? DCL or Fito Oshiman, or go for Nunes? I'll go for the other two. DCL, exactly. 75 million quid, not for me. Not for me.
Well, I'd rather go for Isak.
Again, I mean, look, he's a good player.
I'd rather go with him
because
he's a long-term solution for me, and I think he's only pretty young. His stats are quite incredible, and I'd rather buy him than injury-prone DCL.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean, and 100%, because this guy, I mean, it's been absolutely fantastic for Sociedad. This season hasn't been scoring much scores, that's the thing. And he's been injured quite a lot, apparently, as well. I could be wrong, but I'd definitely take Isak rather than DCL. The guy's a unit. He's 6'4", and he's quick, and he's a unit as well.
Yes, he is. I Like Coffee has said, Everton seem to have quality to stay up, but the scenes when they go down will be crazy. Kaya said, Lampard just isn't cut out for management. He's really poor. Tony has said, Pickford to the Championship. Oh, what a shame. Southampton through. Will Rafa get to manage a gig elsewhere? Probably, knowing Rafa. Probably end up somewhere in the Premier League. We just never know. I've got enough mods at the moment. Thanks for asking, Tony, but I will put you as a mod if I do need one. Don't know where my mods are tonight. They're all about somewhere.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for asking, though, Tony. Ravi has got a question for you, John. Would you take Pepe from Arsenal?
100% yes, I would, and I'll tell you for why. The guy is skillful. I think he's got pace. And yes, it can be frustrating. I can't lie. But that goal he scored the other day against Wolves was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you saw it. Oh, beautiful goal. Just spun the defender with a lovely piece of skill, a little bit of drag back, bang, in the back of the net. I mean, I take Nicola Pepe all day long. I think he's decent. He's not getting much game time at Arsenal, but he's available and he's half the price. I take him.
Mm-hmm. Hello there to Vaughn. Thank you as well for tuning in. So let's go with the next manager now. Of course, we did say we're not going to do any sacked managers, but Jesse Marsh would be unfair to give a rating for. So we will do Bielsa because, of course, he is the Leeds manager. He done the last Leeds game. They're currently 16th in the Premier League, going to the round of 16 for the Carabao Cup. Got knocked out third round for the FA Cup. Played 26 Premier League games, 5 wins, 8 draws, 13 losses. For me, I do feel like probably Leeds have been sniffed out. They haven't, of course, had that backing what he should have had, but a lot of injuries has played part. They have had probably one of the worst injury crises I've ever seen. Literally everywhere has been injured, and it's got to the point where they're using their under-18s playing. I know, of course, people are saying that he's got just a plan A, but I just look at it and think that the injuries are just unbelievable. And yes, apart from that, though, they haven't been too clever at all. And I do question if perhaps maybe teams have sniffed them out. But I'm going to probably give Bielsa a 1, just because he's obviously been sacked. I'm going to be tight. I'm going to be tight.
You love being tight, don't you? You do.
Yeah. What are you going to give Bielsa?
Listen, I love Bielsa. He does not like Bielsa. I love the guy. I think he's a fantastic world-class manager. Right? I think the injuries hasn't helped him at all whatsoever. But the players who's playing on the pitch should take some of the blame as well, because they're not following the instructions there. But for me, because they haven't got a plan B, and the season they're having in the minutes, oh man, I'm gonna give him a 3. I'm sorry, but give him a lead position as well. And listen, I do love him, by the way, but 3 out of 10, he's lost a lot of games, and no reason he been sacked. It's harsh, but they got to do what's best for the football club. But listen, if I was a Leeds fan, I'll keep him, because you can't change Rodgers like stage of the year. But oh man, it's going to be harsh on me. I've got to give him a 3. I'm sorry, Marcella, because it's the not winning games and lost all those games.
To be honest, though, in terms of Bielsa, I actually enjoyed watching Leeds last season because of how they played. But as much as attacking football is pretty, doesn't always work, and we've seen it a lot this season, to be honest, aren't we? Let's go through a couple of the comments. Kai has gone for a Bielsa -1. Vaughn has said Bielsa 2 at best, worst manager in the league. Kai said he's so stubborn, doesn't know what a defence is. Ravi has said Leeds have only one way of playing. Braftheimer has got a very bold statement. Steve Bruce was a better manager than Bielsa.
Never.
I knew you'd say that.
Never. And I'll tell you what, though. If Steve Bruce is manager now at Newcastle, right, Bielsa got the sack, I would say, look, go and get Bielsa up in Newcastle now. Get him in now. And he would have turned that team around.
I like Coffee. I said for Leeds, it's one thing losing matches, but another one losing consecutive matches by heavy scorelines, which is completely correct. Tony has said, I feel sorry for Bielsa. His top 2 important players, Phillips, Bamford, out, which is true. Rather, Maisy, that was super tight. That was tighter than super skinny. Vaughn said, wow. I'm a United fan, and I'd 100% kept Bielsa at least.
Wow.
That's a fair point. He has underperformed. Hello there to Kyle. I hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. And Steve Bruce would have shipped 20 goals in 4 games in the back of a relegation fight.
Exactly. He will have done. I think West Ham in spot of bother at them. They're not in spot of bother yet, but if they're not winning games, they've gone second. And then they've gone straight from second place to 13th. They're not going up this season.
No way.
Not now, they won't.
Not at
Not
all.
now, they won't.
Are you ready for Brendan Rodgers, Leicester City?
Yeah, I am.
Leicester are currently in 13th place. Carabao Cup finished the quarter-finals. FA Cup 4th round. They've played 24 Premier League games. Where was I at now? In terms of the Premier League games. So he's had 7 wins, 6 draws, 10 losses. Currently in the Europa Conference League, because he got knocked out of the Europa League in the round of 16. What have you felt about Brendan Rodgers for you?
I've been disappointed with Brendan Rodgers, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, I expected a lot more. I expect Leicester City to be challenging for the top 4 this season, and it hasn't happened. Their biggest problem is they cannot defend from set pieces. They concede a lot of goals there, and that is the problem. You look at the team, the players they've got. You've got Jimmy Vardy, you've got Lee Madison, you've got Tielemans as well. You've got some young players coming through. Harvey Barnes. Is it Harvey Barnes?
Yeah, they've got Harvey Barnes in the team. They've got James Madison. They've got one called Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall. They got the lad up front.
James Justin is another one.
Yeah.
Fofana's obviously a big blow as well.
Man, that is massive loss. Though. You just mentioned Fofana, massive loss. I mean, Castagna, I expected a lot more from this guy, and Ricardo's getting back to his best. But if Leicester can just get a full team out, play Vardy from the start and Madison as well, then get our defence properly sorted out, I think Leicester will be fine. But Leicester City will not be relegated this season. Let's be real, they will not be relegated. Not for this team. Not a chance. But for me, marks out of 10 for Brendan, I'm going to give him, for me, it's disappointing season, I'm going to give him a 4.
I'm going to agree with that score. I'm going to give Brendan Rodgers a 4 as well. He's definitely underperformed. Yes, he has won the Community Shield, but that was the best thing they've done all season. We was expecting big things from Leicester because we've always seen Leicester as competed for top 4 every single season since they've won the league, and they haven't been able to do that. And with the squad they have got, I understand they've had injuries, but they have still strengthened the squad. They have still got the likes of Vestergaard, who was considered for me one of the best centre-backs last season. They've got them. He's got him, and as well as bringing Daka in. I know they've had injuries of Jamie Vardy, they've had Fofana, but Fofana hasn't started a Premier League game this season, so we haven't been really to know, has he been a loss this season so far in that respect, because he hasn't played a Premier League game. He got injured during pre-season. And I just feel like with that squad, Brendan Rodgers should be doing that a lot more. Even when you look at that Europa League group stage, they are pretty easy fixtures for me. And how they didn't get through, I couldn't believe it. It was going down to neck and neck.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I mean, I have to agree with you there. And well, all I can say is sort of thing as well. He needs to fix up very soon, Brendan, very, very quickly. And if he's going to be there for next season, he's got to start really well.
Completely agree.
Otherwise, he'd be done.
Yes. Bath time has gone Brendan 4, well below average, maybe even a 3. I Like Coffee has said, how did we lose 4-0 to Leicester? We lost 4-2 to Leicester. Oh, was it 4-2 to Leicester? I feel your pain. I really do feel your pain. Honestly, we conceded 4-2. Bath time has said, Abramovich confirmed looking to sell Chelsea, Nippen going mad. I'll have to see Nippen's rant later on. Let's go now with Klopp from Liverpool. Klopp's currently second in the league. Carabao Cup, they've won. FA Cup 5th round, they've got through now as it stands. As I can see, they're playing 65th minute 2-0 up, so they're going through as it stands. They've played 26 Premier League games, 18 wins, 6 draws, 2 losses. Champions League round of 16. Actually, Klopp has got the least amount of losses so far this season, and he's got a better goal difference than Manchester City this season as well.
I have indeed.
So, for me, I think Liverpool has just been unlucky in some of the games that they have had, because in some games it's been brilliant. Some games they've been below par, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, wait till the AFCON's going to be, they're going to lose on a lot of points," but they haven't done that because they brought the likes of Diaz into the team, who I think's been brilliant. I think he has done a brilliant job at Liverpool, which I don't like to say. He's got a trophy. He's got his first domestic cup trophy since the 2011-12 season for both himself and Liverpool. I actually feel like this is going to be neck and neck, and I think he might actually win the Premier League last day of the season. That's what I genuinely do believe. And I think at this point, I am going to give Klopp a 9 because he's been the best out of the rest I've had so far. But what are you going to rate Klopp there, John?
I'm going to give him a 9 as well, because what he has done, I mean, he just gets better and better and better. That won 18 games, just sums it all up. And not only the winning games, just slapping up teams every single week. And you said there about, like I say, you got Salah's been fantastic. Man has been class. You got Luis, what's his name, Luis?
Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz, that's it. Luis Diaz, he's been outstanding since he's come through the club. I mean, no wonder Antonio Conte got absolutely peed off about that sort of not getting him as well. And he went to Liverpool instead. And look, again, the defence, absolutely fantastic yet again. The midfield is what you expect. And this is so exciting to watch under Jurgen Klopp. It's heavy rock and roll football from him. And they're going to push Man City all the way. In fact, I will not be surprised if they won the thing. You know what I mean? But I think Rodgers' handball might just see the title over the line. But I just hope that it gets sorted out by the time we play those two. We've got the last 4 games. We've got Norwich away. And then we've got to play Liverpool. I think it's... No. Then there's Arsenal, Man City. No, Liverpool, Man City away. Arsenal home. Burnley away. Yeah, I've got some tough games coming up in the last 5 games. We need to be safe by them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
100%.
9 out of 10 for Klopp.
Vaughan has gone 7 for Klopp. Trophy in a good position in all cups, but better management in the league. He'd be top. Also, disgrace over COVID. And I agree with that because
I agree.
He actually did fake COVID tests. And who knows? Arsenal could have actually got through into the final.
I have to agree. I think Jurgen Klopp played a blinder there. If you see one bit, if they got COVID, right? The players got COVID, especially the first team. Then there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, but it's not good. They could have played the reserves out.
Exactly, because that's exactly what Aston Villa had to do against Liverpool last season. They played the kids.
Absolutely, Liverpool did, but they had to. Why can they not do it again? But it is what it is. The Premier League fell for it, big style, and it's just you know what, we're going to cancel this game, and that happened. Sad, but they even won the trophy as well. They won the Carabao Cup as well, and it's just, I mean, they played a blinder Liverpool, and the ref and the Premier League fell for it. They fell for it.
They did. Kaya said Conte can't complain. He's got 2 of his main targets. We'll go to Conte a little bit soon, but we will go with Manchester City for Pep Guardiola. Pep's currently in first. He got knocked out the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup against West Ham. FA Cup, they have got through now to the quarters. He's played 27 Premier League games, 21 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. And as it stands, he will be going into the next round of the Champions League. But of course, he's in the round of 16 right now. But what have you thought of Pep Guardiola?
Exactly what it says on the team. He just wins games. He expects no maximum effort, maximum press, and he expects 110% from each and every footballer. Jack Grealish has been a disappointment at the minute. I can't lie, but it'll come good if you get used to the way he's been playing. Again, that Ruben Diaz has been absolute class at the back. Cancelo's been brilliant. He really has. Bernardo Silva, what can I say about this guy? This guy has been absolutely brilliant. He really has. His passing ability, his movement, his shooting ability, absolutely fantastic. They haven't got a main striker. They just play with a false 9. Now, who plays false 9? Could be Phil Foden. It could be Sterling. You know.
Grealish.
Grealish could play false 9.
Torres was playing it before he left. I've seen De Bruyne in that false 9 position before as well.
And it's worked as well. And he's done a good job there. It's a hard one for them. I'm near the top of the table. I can't lie. And they're still playing fantastic football. again, I could give Pep a 9 as well because he's been brilliant again this season. What can I say? And in the last 16 of the Champions League, will be the last 8 now. And I think it's been, again, Pep's been decent again. Man City, under Pep, absolutely fantastic. But he won't be at Man City forever, though. That is the thing. Whoever comes in, it's going to be a tough act to follow. They have to get someone who's going to be world-class for me. They have to go with Nagelsmann. They have to.
Mm-hmm. If you was going to look at Pep, when do you think he would leave Manchester City?
Oh, I'd say probably leave. In my opinion, I think he'll probably leave at the end of his contract. And then he'll probably take a year out of the game. And he fancy a crack of doing it in Italy. And if he does it in Italy, Juventus could be that team.
That would be quite interesting. I actually think if he doesn't win the Premier League this season, Champions League, sorry, I think he'll be gone. I think he'll leave.
Wow. Big, bold. I don't think he's going to get a contract. I think he'll just see out his contract next season and try again. But he's got to win the Premier League. The Champions League. He must win the Champions League. Yeah. And he's got to do it. We will be playing next after they play Sporting Lisbon. It'll be very interesting. It could well be a British club. And if it's Chelsea, I don't think they'll beat Chelsea. I think Chelsea has got one on them already. And if it's Liverpool, they definitely will not beat Liverpool. Again, Liverpool's got them one up on them as well. But they got to keep away from the British clubs. Otherwise, I could see City going out, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I completely agree with that 100%. For me, I'm going to give Pep Guardiola an A. And the reason why I haven't given him as high as Klopp is that I think a lot of people have seen the expectations there of Pep Guardiola. And I just feel like he hasn't been a wow factor for me. Yes, he has gone on his unbeaten run. Yes, he has won his games. Yes, he's lost a couple, he's drew a couple. But the Carabao Cup has been extremely disappointing for me in terms of Pep Guardiola. He should have done a lot better in that respect. And I just think that, for me, a lot of people saying he's underrated. I don't think he's underrated at all. He's rated great. And if anything, I'd probably say at that point, there's been times where people are saying he's better than Sir Alex Ferguson. And things like that, it just ruins what you do think of Pep Guardiola, to be honest, when you do hear facts about that. But I'm going to give Pep an 8. He's doing good so far, but I think Klopp edged it for me of what he's doing so far.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he's got 3... once, of course, if Liverpool wins their game in hand, he's only 3 points clear. Only 3.
Exactly.
And then look what he was doing a couple of weeks ago. He was loads of points. He was 10 points clear.
Yeah, that's the dropped points against Southampton. They could have dropped points against Everton, and they both got to meet at the Etihad in April time next month. That'll be the title decider game. And whoever wins that game takes control. And even if Liverpool do win, they probably go above them anyway, don't they? Because of goal difference. So, wow, that'd be amazing. That'd be absolutely amazing for Jurgen Klopp to win the Premier League again. I wouldn't put it past them, but out of the two, I think City will lose first before Liverpool. Yeah. Liverpool is just on the home straight, and it's like jumping 5 fences to go, and then hopefully, when they get close to them, we'll see.
We never know. Never know. Hello there to Tariq. Thank you for tuning in. And hello there to Rich as well. Thank you for tuning into the chat. Vaughn has given Pep a 6. Average so far for their standards. Would have been a 7 a few weeks ago, but letting Liverpool back into the league after a 12-point lead is dumb, which we did speaking about. Vaughn said, I think Pep's spoken a lot about managing Brazil or an international team. He'd obviously never managed Spain. What do you think? How do you think Pep would do internationally?
I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. But what I will say, I think he'd probably miss the day-to-day running. After he take a sabbatical, I think he'd be missing the day-to-day running of the club. I think, me personally, I think he's an everyday manager, club manager, and he's got more challenges to do.
Yes. I like Coffee's question in terms of Pep. I think he will either be Ten Hag or Enrique. It's just depending on which one Manchester United doesn't get. If we get Poch,
Man
it's
City,
be
Man City.
Yeah, yes, of course.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I think it depends on who Manchester United get on who will replace.
I get you.
I think, for instance, if we got Enrique, they'll go for Ten Hag. If we get Ten Hag, they'll go for Enrique. I think that's what will happen.
Absolutely. I think Enrique plays the same style of football, right? I mean, I watched his career when he was at Roma. He did okay, but and the second season, I just think he didn't have it. I mean, he tried to play football the way, he tried to play the Barca way. He didn't have the players at Roma, and that's a shame because he could have been one of the best managers in Serie A. And I think he would have been absolutely perfect. But he's doing great guns in Spain. He's trying to get the football back. And I tell you what, though, I mean, I'd love to have Enrique at Newcastle. I think he'd be fantastic. He'd be made for the Premier League. And he would still be absolutely fantastic. Whoever gets him in the Premier League, I've got a winner.
I completely agree. Let's go to the next manager now, Ralph Ragnet. Currently fourth in the league. He didn't participate in the Carabao Cup. Got knocked out fourth round in the FA Cup by Middlesbrough. He's played 13 Premier League games, 7 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss, and is in the round of 16 for the Champions League. In terms of Ralph, I'm actually going to rate Ralph a 6. The reason why I'm going to rate him a 6 is that, yes, I think he's just been... it's not that he's been average, the squad has been average, and that is the thing what's letting him down. I think he's an absolutely brilliant manager, technical manager, he's clinical manager. He just hasn't got the squad who can do his pressing. And some games is brilliant. Some games, I think it works, but we haven't been clinical enough in our forward. We have been more stable at the back, but he's basically, it's like polishing a piece of poo with this Manchester United team. He wasn't backed in the January, which we would have expected anyway. So there wasn't really much Ralph could do. So I'm going to give 6 for me. What are you going to give for Ralph Ragnick there for you, John?
Given the circumstances, there's games he should have won, but he's dropped points like Burnley away, Villa away, Southampton at home. He couldn't be Watford at home. And, dropped some points, by the way. It's incredible. And he's trying to play a system, and Newcastle, by the way, plays 4-2-2, 4-2-2. Okay, he goes 4-2-3-1. Try to get the best out of the players that he's got. I'm going to give him a 5. And he's lucky to be getting 5. Very, very, very lucky, because if it hadn't been some games you've won, it could have been a 4. But listen, for me, I'm hearing as well that they may keep it on for next season. I hope that is not true. If that's the case, then I'm sorry. Look at the billboard. Look at the trophy record. It's not great. I think he only won 1. I think that was for Stuttgart.
I'm sure he's only won 1 or 2, and he's been a manager since the 80s. That's
not a good record, isn't it? I'm sure he's a good tactician. I'm sure he's a great guy. But for me, you need to get a manager in. In fact, you need to identify a manager in right just now, because at the moment in time, I mean, it's March and you need to be prepared.
Yes. Vaughan has gone for a 4. Disappointing so far. Strange decision to low Martial. Playing De Gea and using Ronaldo as a false 9 is never going to get him high scores from me. I give him a 4 because at least I can see a change in style to high volume shooting with a higher line and more use of the fullbacks, which we have seen, and he has changed the team. Kai has gone with a 6 in terms of Ralph. But let's go with your club now, John. Eddie Howe, 14th in the Premier League. He wasn't there for the Carabao Cup. FA Cup, got knocked out 3rd round by Cambridge. He's played 13 Premier League games, 5 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. So it's pretty even at the moment in terms of his stats. So what are you going to go with Eddie Howe?
I think it's been brilliant. but I'm going to give him an 8. And I'll tell you why I'm going to give him an 8, because the Cambridge defeat hasn't helped. I was really in a 9. What he's done is absolutely incredible. He comes in, right? He's turned Joe Linton's career around, right? And he's got the players much, much fitter. Training from 3 days a week to every single day, right? Plays 4-3-3. Got some good players coming in, apart from Chris Wood, by the way. I can't lie. And the football we've been watching has been absolutely fantastic. We're keeping the ball, high percentage, more shots on goal. What he's done is he's going to create a dynasty at Newcastle. I really do think that. This guy's going to be the best young manager. He's the best young manager in the country, in my opinion. Can't lie. Better than Potter. And he has been absolutely a breath of fresh air at the club. Says the right things, does the right things. And when he does his press conference, it's always professional. He's cool, doesn't get flustered. And he has been amazing. The players there as well, loves playing with Eddie Howe as well. And if he keeps us up this season, I'll give him from 8 to 10 out of 10. And then at the end of the season, and then whichever player comes in, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We just can't wait to see what happens if you stay up. But for me, after judging for the Cambridge one, I'll give him an 8.
For me, I'm going to give Eddie Howe a 7. He has been backed massively by the board in this transfer window, and it's shown that he has done well. Of course, the Cambridge defeat wasn't good. He did have some defeats when he first came, but he did have some hard games in the December period, and he managed to get a draw out the likes of us. So I think he has done really well. He's been unbeaten in February too. He's managed to get the team into 14th place, which we as a fan base, loads of different fan bases thought that Newcastle was going to get relegated. So he has done an extremely good a really good job. And I think if he does keep his promoted, I think he will get a much better rating and could be a contender there for manager of the season.
100%. I mean, he's picking a mess. Steve Bruce has left, and he's been absolutely, like I said, he's been absolutely fantastic. And it's just turned the players' careers around. It really has. This is Steve Bruce's team. Yes, he's been backed as well. Trippier's made a difference. Dan Burns made a huge difference. Target's made a difference at the back four. And we need to defend properly. Fix the defence, get it right, and you won't lose many games. We conceded 41 goals, right? Sort it out. However, we have not conceded more than goals since Liverpool. We've already conceded 3 goals since Tunadia. 3 goals. That tells us everything you need to know. That defending is absolutely fantastic. Even Emil Kraft is doing okay for the last 2 games, you know. And I'm not his favourite. I'm not his biggest fan.
Newcastle has been doing brilliant. Let's see what people are thinking in the chat as well. Bath Time has gone Eddie Howe for a 7. Steadied the ship for a quicker than anyone thought. Plays aggressive brand of football and has everyone on side, but lost to a university.
I'm going to tell him that. Oh, man.
I Like Coffee has gone with said, what? An 8? So I Like Coffee is not impressed. Niall has said, I give Ralph a 6. I hope we get top 4. Andrew has said, John is Eddie for life.
I am. He's my manager. I mean, I would have given him a 9, but the Cambridge defeat as well doesn't help him at all whatsoever, sort of thing. But you never get judged for that, and that is no disrespect. I thought he got the tactics slightly wrong against it was Brentford at home, and I could have marked him down again. But listen, what he's done, he's been fantastic. I mean, I'm Eddie Howe in all day, let's be honest. And I think this guy is destined for the top. And I hope that he creates a dynasty. And I hope he could be the first British manager to win the trophy for quite a while.
Yes. Good evening there to Tom. Thank you for tuning in.
Big up to you, Tom.
Niall said, I'm only 4 more likes from 30. So thank you for everyone who has liked so far.
Slap the likes.
Yes. Let's go to the next manager, Dean Smith for Norwich. Currently 20th in the league. Carabao Cup, he did participate for Norwich. got Norwich to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Of course, as it stands, they're losing 2-1. He's played 15 Premier League games, 3 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses. For me, with Dean Smith, it was always going to be like the Titanic coming to Norwich. Norwich is such a yo-yo team, in and out, shake it all about. And I just think he was just set for failure there at Norwich. And he's had some good wins, don't get me wrong, but he's had some poor losses as well. And for me, I'm going to give Dean Smith a 4. What are you going to give Dean Smith there for you, John?
I'm going to give him a 4 as well. I mean, I'm with you all the way. And like I said, I mean, he comes in, tried to steady the ship, tries his best, yeah, and made it tough to beat and knocks in silly goals as well. But again, he's got a tough job in his hands. They're going down. They're going to get relegated this season, unfortunately. I mean, I think he's come there too late. I mean, Daniel Farker has come in, right, and didn't win any games, so he got sacked. And it's going to be hard for Norwich to stay up this season. It's going to be difficult because some of the players have got good players there. Pukki looks a good player. He's a fantastic player, but it's their defending. And they're conceding silly goals. That is the thing. And another problem in Norwich, just not scoring them as well. That's the thing. Brilliant result against Watford, but Watford are absolutely hopeless at the time. But I think Norwich are down. 100%. Done.
We could predict that at the start of the season about Norwich, and then they'll finish first in the Championship that season.
Yeah, man. You know what it is.
We already know. And we'll see you in the 23-24 season, Norwich.
Exactly. And just wish them all the best in the Championship, eh? And we can't go down. We can't go down. We'll be fine.
No, of course, 100% not.
Nice place, but can't see him staying up. Nah chance.
Done. Time has said Dean Smith 7. Somehow got Norwich to hope from the depth from hell. Very good performance against United. Yeah, he did play good against United. We was looking to get that 1-0 win, the penalty.
David De Gea again.
David De Gea, man. And Niall, for me, Dean Smith has turned around Norwich. He was getting wins there and there. Daniel Farke struggled. He's playing Billy Gilmore more often. Dean Smith, I'm saying 5, and Tom has also gone Dean Smith for a 5 as well. So pretty much average what we're going for there as well. But let's go with the next manager, Ralph Hassenhootel from Southampton. Currently 9th in the league. Round the 16th of the Carabao Cup. He actually got through for the FA Cup today. It was 3-1 actually against West Ham. And he's played 26 Premier League games, 8 wins, 11 draws, 7 losses, scored 35 goals, conceded 34. So they're basically on par with each other with these defending and his scoring. But for you, what would you rate Ralph Hassenhootel?
I'm going to give him a 7. He has done a fantastic job at Southampton. He loves coaching young players. The players are buying into his system, finally. Plays a 4-4-2. And he's just playing lovely football at Southampton. They really, really do. I mean, would I take him in Newcastle United in the future? I probably would. And I'll tell you for why. Because he plays the right way and he needs time. But perfect club. Perfect for Ralph. Perfect football club for him. They got some good players there, like I said. Jay Adams is outstanding. Scored that good goal against you lot as well. And they're defending well. We've got to play them next week, and that's going to be very, very tough. I'll take a point there next week, and really would. And no more 9-0 fashions as well, by the way. But we're going to make it tough for them next Thursday. I really do. I take a draw. We're going to make it real tough for them. But what he's done, Hassenhootel, right? I mean, he's just plays a exciting brand of football, and he has turned that club around. It needed time, got the time. They could have sacked him after 9-0 beatings, but no chance we're going to sack him, no way. But they have beat some very good teams along the way.
I think I'm going to rate Ralph Hassenhootel a 7. The reason for that is he has lost a few key players, Danny Ings, Vestergaard. And then he's obviously brought in Armstrong. He's kept in Ward-Prowse. But for me, I think he's doing an absolute blinding job. Keeping this club a mid-table team, having good goal scorers, having their a fairly good defence. I think he's a very underrated manager in the Premier League. And I actually think that he will be well suited to the likes of Arsenal and to the likes of Spurs to actually do well in the job. I think he really would. And I think that if he had the right backing from Southampton, he could excel and could potentially even get European football there from Southampton.
Absolutely, in the future. You just never know. I mean, they've got new owners there, the Serbian owner, and bought the club a month ago. And Southampton fans will be happy, exciting for that as well. And we'll see what happens, what they do in the summer transfer window. Let's hope they back Ralph, because you know what? If I was a new owner at Southampton, I'd give this guy a 5-year deal because he will do fantastic. Coach young players. He'll get Southampton in Europe in future years if he's still there. And it's all about stability. And Southampton Football Club now has got that stability. They keep sacking managers, but they will not sack this one. No way.
No. I agree 100%. So I'm going to give Ralph a 7. I think he's brilliant. Back time has gone Hassenhootel an 8. Well above where anyone thought they would be. Excellent signings and great platform to build, which I agree with because a lot of people was actually backing Southampton to get relegated this season because of the amount of players they're losing.
Yeah, I mean, it started well last season, by the way, top of the table, and kind of drifted away, which is very understandable. And a lot of people say, I've gotten the relegation as well, but yet again, they have done fantastically well. I mean, you mentioned there, Ward-Prowse, I kind of see leaving Southampton for the future. I just can't see leaving at all. I really can't. And Armstrong, it's been brilliant. And Jay Adams has been fantastic. Oh, they got some young players there. Borgia, is that Borgia? The big guy?
Borgia, yes.
No one mentioned this name. He's been fantastic for them this season. And the big Albanian, I think it'd be fantastic. I think Southampton probably ask him to learn them out again. And Liverton, is it Limit? I can't remember his name. Is it Limatenko, whatever his name is, the right back?
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be fantastic. He'd be brilliant, him at right back. He'd be a future England right back, by the way, that kid, I'm telling you. But big up to Ralph, even though I did like his comments about Newcastle, by the way. But take that aside, he's fine. Good choice of manager.
Niall's gone Southampton manager for me. Has done a great job and made good recruitment for players. My rating, going to give him a 7. Tom's going for an 8. He's got some good players and got them playing well at the moment. Kaya's gone for a 6 for Hassenhootel. And Vaughn has said Hassenhootel, Moyes, Bruno Lage has the highest score based on where they are and where people thought they'd be, which I completely agree with. We'll do David Moyes and Bruno Lage a little bit later on. But we'll go with Kai's favourite now, Antonio Conte from Tottenham.
Hey, yeah. Antonio. Hey. It should be Antonio. Oh, man. Don't... Nah. Wow. Good. Antonio Conte. Antonio.
Yes, he's currently 7th in the league. Got to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, 5th round of the FA Cup. He's played 15 Premier League games, 9 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, and he only made it to the group stages of the Europa League conference. So, what are you gonna go for with Conte?
He's been hitting missy, to be honest with you. I can't lie. And also, he's complaining that he's not being backed properly. I can understand why he's not being backed properly because he turned Spurs down back in the summer because he couldn't get his own people in. And then, kind of 3 months later, they backed down, presuming that they're going to keep the insurances as well. He's going to get this and that on top of, right? Which Spurs tried to do, right? So they got him in. He wanted Traore, couldn't get him. wanted Luis Diaz, couldn't get him, right? So he goes and getting these two players, Bentancur and Kulusevski, who I think are both good players. Kulusevski's quality. He really is quality. I watch him, Italian football, and Bentancur, which I think is a decent midfielder as well. I think Antonio Conte wanted more, but it's going to be interesting in the summer whether he'll be here. I think it was done after the Burnley game, but I can't see Antonio Conte leaving Spurs until the end of the season. But it's all about getting back. In my opinion, I think.
I think John might be gone here. So, I will explain what I think in terms of Conte. And for me, in terms of Conte, I do believe that with Conte that he has had some backings, but for me, he definitely should have done better with the squad he has got. He has got Romero there from Atalanta. He has got the likes of Harry Kane, who's not in good form. He has got Son. And with that team, what he has got, he should be at least competing for top 4. And right now, it just seems like they are competing for the Europa League. Conte, he has done good things in the league. He's obviously won the Premier League. He has got Chelsea there to good things. So you would expect a lot better from from Conte than what we have seen. But we have known that players who have gone from Chelsea in the past going to Spurs, they haven't made it there. So they haven't had that, of course, that good thing. So John will be back in just a moment. I'm going to rate Conte a 3 just because of how he has played how some of the performances has been terrible, how he can win against Man City and then he loses to loses to Burnley and then he loses to Borough. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. So let's see what people are saying. Vaughn has gone for Conte a 3, massively disappointed me. I'd give Arteta a 7. I gave Arteta a 7 as well. Niall, Conte bottled the FA Cup and potentially top 4, so I'm giving him a 2. Football Power Hour, good to see you. I've not seen you in quite a while. I hope you're well. Conte gets a 5. He has had some backing, but should have got Adama Traore. Adama Traore is actually doing quite well in Barcelona at the moment. I think they made a right move going for him. And I do question, is it that he doesn't suit the Premier League or does he not suit Wolves? Tom, I'm going to say a 9 out of the cups. He doesn't look happy at the moment, and I'm surprised he hasn't resigned from Spurs yet, which is absolutely true. Because in terms of Conte with Spurs, he looks absolutely shattered. So I'm surprised that he hasn't walked out himself. John's back, everyone. Hi, John.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm just phone went off and that.
Oh, it's okay.
But
what are you rating Conte anyway?
Right. Conte, I could give him a 5. And the reason I'm giving him a 5, because he has won some games, I can't lie. And he's lucky to be getting 5 as well. He's lost some silly games, like I said, Southampton, Burnley, Middlesbrough. But he's beaten Man City, and that's what saved him. I couldn't give him a 4 because of the Man City result. I'll give him a 5.
I gave him a 3.
Oh wow! Hey! Oh, tough master. Eh? You be a good judge. You be a good judge. You will. He's lucky to be getting that, by the way. But,
yes, he is lucky. Nipper's back. Hi, Nipper. I hope you're well. Football Power Hour, isn't Conte the highest paid manager? And I believe he is actually the highest paid manager, to be honest.
He is. He is.
Kai's gone Conte 4, and he'd give Arteta a 7. Yes, Nipper, I'm wearing my England shirt.
Hey.
I'm not going to say who's on the back, though. Let's go now with the next manager, Roy Hudson for Watford. Currently 19th in the league. Carabao Cup, he didn't participate for Watford. FA Cup, he got knocked out 4th round. He's played 6 Premier League games, 1 win, 2 draws, 3 losses. For me, I'm going to give plain and simple Roy Hodgson a 1. just like Bielsa. Wrong appointment. Watford deserve everything they get, deserve to go down. He doesn't suit Watford. He is a defensive coach, and they have not got any hardly defensive players. So for me, I just think he isn't going to do well, and they're going to get relegated. So that's why I'm giving him a 1. What are you going for with Roy Hodgson there?
2 for me. 2 for me. Just like you said, I just don't think he's improved. And really, okay, you got a point. You got a point of view against you lot, and got a good win against Villa. But other than that, what has he really done? He hasn't really improved, Danny. I'm not going to lie, because he's going to take him down. He's going to take Watford down. I really do. I think they're done as well, because they're hot and cold for me, and they're not scoring enough goals. That's another thing. So they'll be tough, but they need to be leaf up front. And just that, too.
Yes, I completely agree. Niall's gone for a 3 with Conte because he bottled the FA and maybe the top 4. For me, Watford deserve to go down a little bit lower than Maisy. A big 0. He's a dinosaur and a negative manager, plays brand of boring football. So let's go with West Ham, David Moyes. David Moyes, Premier League, they're in 5th place. Quarterfinals for the Carabao Cup. Got knocked out by Tottenham. FA Cup 5th round. He's played 24 Premier League games, 13 wins, 6 draws, 8 losses, and in the Europa League, currently in the round of 16. What have you thought about David Moyes for you, John? What are you rating him?
He's done a fantastic job at West Ham. He really has. Yes, I mean, again, a couple of games they could have won. They dropped 2 points against us, by the way, and they got a good point at Leicester, which was a handball, by the way, by Dawson. Can't lie. And David Moyes made that team, West Ham, tough to beat. They really have. Got some good players in there. Plays 4-2-3-1. He's coaching Declan Rice and Thomas Souček as well, making them good, solid CDMs. And 4-0 has been outstanding. Jared Bowen, I'm a big advocate of this guy. Antonio works hard every week. But he needs to be, what West Ham needs is a quality centre forward. He's going to get them 20 goals to do bits as well. The only letdown for Moisey, that he keeps playing Zuma. That's the only letdown. And for that reason, I'm going to give him a 7. Just for that reason.
For me, with David Moyes, I think he's an outstanding manager. A lot of people have underestimated him this season to say it was Jesse Lingard why he got into Europa. He has really shown that the West Ham team is a Europa League team. They can compete for top 4. He has been smart in terms of his transfers, but they are still lacking in a fullback. They're still lacking as a number 10 and lacking there in the 9 situation. I do understand what you mean about Kurt Zouma. He should have dropped him, but he has been, for me, one of the best managers this season. And I actually am going to rate David Moyes a 9 just for what he's done at West Ham. He has done the impossible, well, not the impossible, but he has done a blinder there at West Ham. To think only a couple of years ago, West Ham was competing for relegation, and now they are a top 6 worthy team.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to up it to an 8 for me. I'm going to up from 7 to an 8 for Moisey.
Yes. Love it.
I think he's been brilliant. I think it's been fantastic. And do you know what it is, right? I mean, he's come in. West Ham fans don't want him. Goes in there. He's making fit. Playing tough football, right? Football. And he's trying to play the West Ham way. But also, they can defend when it needs to be.
Exactly. Completely agree. I just think they need to fix up in terms of the defending, and when they do get a backup for Antonio, they should be absolutely fine. Absolutely.
And David Moyes deserves a new deal.
Yes, I agree 100%, and proper backing as well. But he has spoke to the board and told them that they need to back him, and they have backed him that little bit in the transfer window.
They need to, because you cannot trust Gordon Sullivan, by the way. Just cannot trust them. They talk big. They like to spend a lot of money on strikers, by the way. Look at Halle. Didn't work out. Went to Ajax instead. Didn't work out.
Yes, I agree. Are you ready to go to the final manager?
I am. Bruno Lage.
Bruno Lage from Wolves. Currently 8th place in the league. Carabao Cup, 3rd round got knocked out. FA Cup, 4th round got knocked out. played 26 Premier League games, 12 wins, 4 draws, 10 losses, scored 24 goals, conceded 21. So it shows that defensively they've been brilliant, which I agree. I think Bruno Lage has been one of the most underrated managers this season. A lot of people back for Bruno Lage to get sacked first. And he has shown he is a Wolves manager. I think it was hard to come into Nuno's position because Nuno was well loved by the fans. He kept them quite steady for me, Wolves, as well. So he didn't have the best of starts, but he has picked up. And now they're a contender for Europe and top 4. And for that, I really can't discredit Bruno Lage at all. Jose Sarr, such an underrated signing, such a quality goalkeeper. And if they get a proper goal scorer, because Jimenez isn't the same anymore, if they get a good goal scorer to replace Jimenez, there is no reason for me why Wolves can't compete for Europe in the next couple of years and compete for top 4.
They got the players to do it. I mean, Ruben Neves, I'm a big advocate of Ruben Neves. I love this player. I think this player, whoever gets him, right? I have him in Newcastle, 110%. For me, he's the best shooter in the Premier League when it goes and is on target. And you look at the back three, Conor Cordy, massive fan of him. Kilman, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. He could be on his way in the summer, Kilman. And he got Ching Xiao as well has been outstanding. And if you look at up front, he just mentioned about Raul Jimenez. He's not got it. I still think he's got it. But mainly because of that head collision he had before, that might have just taken down a little bit. But when he's on it, that guy is absolutely world-class, him. Absolutely world-class. And I do love watching Jimenez. But he needs to get off the field quicker than possible as well. But Jose Sarr, you said there as well, the goalkeeper, outstanding. He really is outstanding. I think this keeper is going to be picked up very, very soon. Like I said, Coutinho, rolling back the years. And Coutinho, rolling back the years. Yes. 36 years old he is. Absolutely fantastic. Podence, brilliant. Absolutely. I mean, look at that Wolves team. If they get the defence fixed up and start winning games, they lost the last 2 away games, Arsenal, West Ham. If I could give Bruno Lage, for what he's done, I could give him a 9. I'll give him a 9 out of 10.
I agree. I'm going to give Bruno Lage a 9. Absolutely brilliant, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does take to this Wolves team. To Ravi's question, based on how he is right now, I wouldn't take him in as at United, but if he does pick up his form, I will gladly take him. I wanted him a couple of years ago when he was linked to Manchester United. But we'll end the stream here. Before we do end it, question for John: who is the manager of the season so far after doing these ratings?
At the minute, whoever wins the Premier League. I mean, I think Eddie Howe should be on the shortlist. Bruno Lage should be on the shortlist. David Moyes should be on the shortlist as well for what they've done. I can't lie. And for me, whoever wins the Premier League is obviously going to get it. But if you're going to give us a choice, I mean, I'm going to go for an outsider. I'll go for Bruno Lage for me because I think he's coming this season. No one haven't heard of him. Like you said, he could have been sacked. And he's done a wonderful, wonderful job for that football club. And I tell you what, Maisy as well, I will not be surprised if he gets picked up as well by a higher team as well. Because he's destined. He's young. He's destined for the top. And, but I heard people that say he starts well. And then in the second season, it just drops down a little bit. But I don't think he will. I think he'll be okay.
Bruno Lage for me is definitely going to be my manager of the season so far. It was David Moyes initially, but it's going to be Bruno Lage. He's been absolutely brilliant, and if he continues the way he is, there is no reason why he can't get manager of the season at all. But we always know it's going to be someone who wins the Premier League, as you've touched on.
Absolutely.
From Mikel Arteta, my celebrity crush. Have a guess, and I'll message you later. I'll message me later and I'll let you know. To Doug, hello to you. Thank you for tuning in.
Big up, Doug.
Good win for you. So we'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much, John, for coming on. Would you like to shout out your socials?
Yeah, sure. There you go, John Sinclair TV on my YouTube. Do hit the like button. I'm only 12 away from getting 2,200. So any new members who watch this for the first time, hit the subscribe button now. I do regular streams and hit them up. And also find us on Twitter, John_NUFC42. And on my Instagram, it's John Sinclair 50, Loa Cases, and also on my Facebook, John Sinclair.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, John, for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant having another show with you. Liverpool and United postponed. Why they postponed?
Because Liverpool won their game in the FA Cup.
Oh,
and that's why they had to arrange it. So.
Oh, this is brilliant. But yeah, thank you so much, John, for coming on. It means so much to come on, and it's been a brilliant show. I'll be next live myself tomorrow. I'm live twice actually. I'm doing a Manchester City preview. Got Bernard and Charlie on, and then I have got my women's preview against Leicester. Got Andy and Chloe on there. And then after that, I'll be doing a watch along for the Leicester game for Manchester United women. May potentially do Derby Day watch along. I'll let you know about that. But stay tuned for the channel. Thank you for coming on, John, and we'll see you all soon. It's a goodbye for now.